Sports fans, we got another great student athlete to talk to. Bella Longo is a current Mission Vista Timberwolf who is going to be a Colorado Boulder Buff next year. So from one scary mountain animal to another, she is a cross-country track and field runner. So somebody infinitely more athletic. Well, everyone's more athletic than me that we end up talking to on this show. Bella, thank you so much for joining us. You're one of the few that's rocking the high school gear still, and not out here
Really?
repping the college set. So hold up what we got for people. Because we see the very tops of it. Okay, nice. The winged foot is the greatest of the individual little Letterman type
It really is.
emoji. I don't know if you call that an emoji for a sport. I'd probably showing my age by saying something like that. Let's start with your decision though on Boulder. That seems, I mean, awesome. Congratulations. But
Thank you.
What went into that decision for you?
It was more just it's at elevation, so I'll be able to train at like altitude and all of that. So I'll be able to go back at sea level and like run faster, which is really nice. And the team is like amazing. I had a Zoom call with them, I think in like September, and they were just all super sweet and genuine. And then I don't know, I just fell in love with the school. So yeah.
Okay, wait. So your first criteria was the elevation of the school. So did you have
Yes.
only like 9 schools available to you in terms of like, what was the minimum elevation threshold? Stop me when we reach it. 5,000 feet, 4,000 feet, 3,000. Like what?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I was looking at colleges. I love the mountains and I don't know, I just love the whole vibe. So I was looking, I was stuck between Utah, University of Utah, which is in Salt Lake. It's not in like super high elevation, but still has like beautiful places to run. And then Boulder, of course. And yeah, I don't know, just love the mountains.
A lot of our fans are like the football, basketball, baseball people. They don't understand some of these smaller sports are filled with crazy people.
Yeah.
You don't meet many football players or many baseball players being like, oh yeah, I love hitting in that crisp high elevation. So I narrowed it down to one school. But I suppose that when you are going for a sport that, you know, has to deal with endurance and everything, when you do come down to the sea level, you'll probably just end up crushing it in 4 years after
Yeah.
a lot of that. You said meeting the team on Zoom. Have you been to the University of Colorado Boulder yet physically or no?
No, I haven't. Yeah, but my sister lives there, so she sends me pictures and all that.
So
But
has she like walked around giving you the full FaceTime? And you're like, what's over
yeah.
there? What's over? Okay, deal. Do you own anything Colorado Boulder attire?
Yeah.
Or okay, so you're not full blown like isolated with
No.
nothing yet. Deal.
Yeah.
Deal. Hey, look, you guys are the classes of 20, 21, 22. You're all kind of the weirdest possible. You're going to exist in this little bubble, all COVID pun intended there,
Yeah.
about what recruiting will have been like for you guys. Where was Boulder in the process? Were they one of the early ones? Were they come in late? When did they come in? And did you know just the day that you got that offer that it was the one for you?
Boulder was the first college I like contacted when I was starting my recruitment process. So just like from the beginning, I've been like talking to the coach for a long time, and they were my second offer. So I was sort of like waiting. And just like when they gave me the offer, I was like freaking out. But but yeah.
What then is maybe some advice that you would give to younger student athletes who are just starting out in the recruitment process that are track and field cross country runners about how they can best serve themselves?
I think more just to be patient. I feel like patience is something that I didn't really master until I don't know, till like recently, and just sort of I don't know, trust the process and all of that. But yeah.
Also just run really fast. Run
Of
really, really
course, of
fast
course.
all of the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to transition a little bit into the season that we got now because everything's back finally. But
Yeah.
I have to ask all the track cross, specifically the cross country people that I come across, because
Mhm.
I did not do this in high school. I did not have much exposure to this until this job, and have since come to find out that like the first 100 meters of a cross country race is one of the most underratedly violent experiences in all of sport. And I see you laughing. Yes. Any funny or horror stories that you can tell about? Have you ever drawn blood or had blood drawn? Like you have to have seen something aggressive. Okay, you say, of course.
Yeah.
Tell me at least one fun story.
I don't know. Well, the state cross country meet, you go from this really wide field, and within the first 100 meters, you're like in this like tiny. You have to go through this like tiny fence, so it's all like the fastest girls in the state, like going full blown and like trying to get inside this little tiny fence. And I think my freshman year, I was like really small and I was just constantly being like shoved like back and forth. And I like wasn't that prepared for it. So for sure freaked me out. But I
So
am
it's kind of
like,
the hurt locker. You just get people up in there, just
yeah,
jostling for position. Okay, fair enough.
it's scary.
It to me is just like, I thought that this was the first kid that was saying this with me was just kind of like unbelievably weak and had maybe just been hit by an elbow. It was like, but no, it turns out that across the board, every cross country person. What do you
For
like?
sure.
Track, cross country? Do you just does one play into the other nicely for you?
I don't really know. I feel like during cross country season, I miss track, and during during track, I miss cross country. Just I don't know. I feel like I love both for their own reasons. Like I love cross country because I love just running on like the trails, and I love like 5Ks. I feel like are my perfect distance. And I like track because I get to meet more girls because it's not separated by division.
What do you want
So
to do in track? You're just the longer events, I'm assuming, or do you have
yeah,
a sprint in you somewhere?
no sprint. I just do mile, 2 mile. Yeah.
Hey, I have to ask, well, because track also seems to be like sometimes people have been gang pressed into service just to help the team accumulate points. Like
Literally.
you'd be like, yeah, like this one time I did the discus, didn't know what I was doing. I've talked to some people like that. So then let me ask you this on the track side, because you will probably say, oh, hell yeah, no, there's a reason I don't do that. Handing off the baton in the relays, I've always felt is one of the hardest things to do in all of sports.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of rules when it comes to it because the handoff needs to be within a certain like area and all of that. So I've actually almost got my team DQ'd once my freshman year because I didn't do the handoff correctly and it sort of scarred me.
I was gonna say it's scarred you permanently ever since.
Yeah,
then.
literally.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Not nice, but nice at the same time, because you could back me up on that. So you've got the season back. You guys are having track and field now. What is the Mission Vista team looking like? What are some goals that you have set for yourself? It's just got to be great to be back out there.
Yeah, we actually have Arcadia next week, I think. Yeah, next week. So we're still trying to figure out if that's actually going to happen. So our team is sort of looking forward to that a lot. And I just sort of want to, I don't know, it would be nice to PR in the mile because I think I'm going to focus on the mile this season. So like low 450s would be fun. But yeah.
What is the current mile PR at for you?
455.
455. Geez.
Yes.
Have to on that one. I don't even know if I could do that in a video game. I like to ask a lot of kids who have had now a year off. And this is kind of a loaded open-end question, but what's maybe something you appreciate more about high school and high school sports now that you have had this year off and this crazy experience?
I think the community, because I feel like high school sports, it's still pretty relaxed, I feel like. So my team and we always like go on hikes all the time and all of that. So I think, I don't know, I appreciate like the community aspect of it and how, I don't know, everyone's like super chill. And
I have long said that track meets are the friendliest possible competition anybody could ever.
Literally. Yeah.
And I've always thought it's funny because you get people that are like football guys who are real hardcore competitors and rivals or whatever. They'll be doing the sprint against each other in the 100-meter. And as soon as the thing's over, they're like, man, good job. Great run. Great. That was epic. That was so much fun. And I'm like, if the two of you squared up 5 months ago, you'd be screaming expletives at each other and being like, let's effing go. But now you're just like, oh, let's all go over there and clap for the guy who's going to do the long jump.
Literally.
And I'm like, what? Like, I thought the track kids were just pulling an elaborate prank on me the first couple of track meets that I went to, but everyone was so nice and so friendly, even at the championships. I'm like, this would be the one time I'd expect all of you guys to be like on edge and really stressed. And they're like, nah, whatever. We got like 6 hours till our race. We're just going to goof around and have fun.
Literally.
Man, it is just good, I guess, to have the happiness of that community back. It's probably a lot of really lonely, sad track kids running 20 miles a day on their own, not doing anything. Yes. I'm sure you found all of the last, any fun, crazy place that you found to run during pandemic, or do you just take the same singular lap over and over and over?
I don't really know. I started running at Lake Calvera recently, which isn't that crazy, but I don't know. It's a lot of hills and it's just someplace new. Because I feel like I got bored.
So much fun. Hills.
But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that everybody out there is like, yeah, no, I totally feel you on that. Running uphill, the greatest thing of my life. Can't wait for a fun one of those. So folks, like she said, next time you see Bella at a track meet, I encourage you to go check her out there. You've only got about 4 minutes, 57 seconds, 4 minutes, 50 seconds to watch her. You got a very small window to make your way over to that race and check her out before she is gone on to represent us and do great things at the University of Colorado Boulder. Thank you very much. Congratulations. And we can't wait to see you out there this season. Go Timberwolves for now, and then go Buffs. Sports fans, you guys all stay safe. Take it easy. And we'll talk to you guys next time. All righty.
Perfect. Thank you.